We are back again with a new One Punch Man manga chapter review. Today we have chapter 149, absolute hype as always, and I'm really enjoying these very consistent One Punch Man manga chapters coming out. It's been non-stop greatness. And we also got a webcomic chapter a few days ago, which was one of the best webcomic chapters we've gotten in a while. But yeah, let's begin this review. Before I continue, make sure you're subscribed, and if you're an absolute mad lad, check out the other stuff in the description like the Discord and Patreon. Now, back to the video. As we know, last chapter, Golden S was finally born and he's starting to beat on Vomited for Ugly, and this is where we start the chapter, and we actually see the arrival of Homeless Emperor, who as we know has been sitting out for the last few chapters and letting the other monsters, take out the remaining S-Class heroes. But we have him, firing some of his, strikes at Vomited for Ugly as well. So, they both have no care for Best Boy. And we do see Homeless Emperor firing a barrage of strikes, actually doing a pretty decent amount of damage to Vomited for Ugly. With this exchange and the one between Golden S and Ugly Boy, demonstrating that there is still a pretty big gap between the higher ranking, monsters compared to Vomited for Ugly, who I thought had a pretty, big buff, was kind of close to him, but this kind of proves they're still on a completely new league compared to him, especially Golden S based on, his almighty greatness, which will come soon. And yeah, so Vomited for Ugly is pretty much starting to hit legs. We have, Golden S who wants to kill him, but, Homeless Emperor convinces him to, keep him alive. They may be able to, use him at some point later. And then we cut to Super Alloy Darkshine, who actually is suffering from the, vomited, digestive system from Vomited for Ugly that he got hit with a few chapters ago. And we actually see that his muscles are melting away, which actually, messes with his mind quite a bit. And then we have the glorious Golden S arriving in front of, Super Alloy Darkshine. He begins to talk some shit. You have lost your will to fight over such meager damage. So you turn your back on the enemy to flee in tears, and you call yourself an S-Class hero. Then we have the, super shocked and, mentally destroyed expression from Super Alloy Darkshine, seeing, bulkier muscles than him and a shinier body. He just pretty much got mind broken by, Golden S's superior physique, and then Golden S lands a direct strike on him, sending him flying. So pretty much unlike in the webcomic version where he was pretty much mind broken by, getting destroyed by half awakened Garo, he's been mind broken by Golden S being superior to him, and that's pretty much going to be the end of Super Alloy Darkshine in my opinion. And then we cut to For Ugly, who's trying to, make his way to get some food so he can get stronger. So you can increase his digestive juices, make him even stronger, so you can maybe compare to the other S-Class heroes. But it is made clear that he does feel very inferior to Homeless Emperor and Golden S based on what he's saying here. And we also see that some of the regular Black S's are following him, called a 10k S count detachment force. So they're just following him around, making sure he doesn't do anything they don't want him to do. And then we have the arrival of the one and only Metal Bat is here and has taken out these few little Black S's. As we know in the webcomic version, Metal Bat wasn't part of this arc due to being injured prior. So like for many of the other S-Class heroes, we kinda have an idea, or the webcomic readers have an idea of the, basic outline of the plot. But, Metal Bat's involvement now is something very unique, and I can't wait to see what he's going to change up. And we also cut to a scene between him and King, talking about how they should, split up and go their separate ways from now on to, fight the monsters. And we do see King just chilling somewhere, hiding behind a rock, waiting, for someone to find him or to, eventually get into a battle. But yeah, as we know, King's just, scared shitless. Then the battle between the S-Class heroes and remaining monsters starts to heat up again, with Homeless Emperor sending a, crazy bombardment of, blast attacks on the remaining samurais, with them using everything they have to deflect the remaining blows. Then we have Genos, fighting all these, regular Black S's who are still around, pretty much confirming that to create his, Golden S form, he didn't absorb all Black S's around the place. There's still quite a few, going around. And we also see that our boy Child Emperor is actually alive from the blast a few chapters ago from, Homeless Emperor that we thought he either died from, or maybe he was saved by Blast. We get to see what actually really happened, with him actually making a status report about what has happened so far in this battle between the heroes and the Monster Association. And we see that one of his, mechanical things was able to tank the Blast in the meantime and save him from being crushed from all the, fall off rumble and all that stuff. So yeah, he's pretty much stuck under all this, destroyed, rock and all that, with him making a status report to Metal Knight, or as we know, I don't know if he's ever been mentioned his real name in the manga version of the story. I don't quite remember. Let me know if you remember down in the comments. But we get, Metal Knight's actual name, who he is, Dr. Boyfoy, I believe is how you pronounce it. And we have him, messaging him about everything that's gone on, actually, asking him for help, and that now's the time. I strongly urge you to rise up and assist us. I estimate, the oxygen in his place is, less than 10 minutes. And he also like to add that the extraction of Zombie Man, who is poisoned to be the next psychological pillar of the Hero Association. So as we know, he was, key in saving Child Emperor. And he also wishes, him to, send out his forces to help the remaining heroes if he does, die. But before his oxygen starts to run out and he dies, we see that Puri Prisoner has found him and pretty much saved him from dying underneath all the rumble. From there, we cut to Genos and Tatsumaki finding the Black S's. We see that Tatsumaki is unconscious and Genos is pretty much only a head and a torso at this point. His, arms and legs have been completely destroyed, and he's using his teeth to keep Tatsumaki, who's unconscious, safe from all these Black S's. And then the final panel of the chapter is our boy. The rumbles of the King engine has arrived. King is staring down all these Black S's, which I believe are surrounding Genos and the unconscious Tatsumaki. So, best boy King is here, ready to show what he's truly made of. And I'm guessing all the other S-Class heroes are pretty much incapacitated or pretty much can't fight no longer. And next chapter, we're going to get the glorious panel, or glorious panels of King staring down all the remaining monsters with his, almighty energy. Cannot wait for next chapter. King Greatness has arrived. You hear, the crazy sound that's already freaking out some of the Black S's. Cannot wait. Top tier chapter here, and actually went a lot faster than what I expected initially. I also expect Metal Bat to most likely be fighting Vomited Through Ugly while King stares down the remaining monsters. And we'll most likely also see the battle between, Bang and Garo as well, potentially next chapter. But yeah, that should be everything for today's One Punch Man chapter review. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to subscribe. As always, shout out to the people who support the channel via the Patreon. Absolute mad lads. But yep, that's it guys. Peace.